Ba, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. This your intro. It's a very scary intro.
It's very scary. Yeah, but is your life so not all about athletics?
Yeah, it's true indeed. Since my school days, athletics has really made me whom I am today. If not athletics, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't even know what I would have been doing by this time.
So if anyone had asked you, aside from athletics, what else would you have done? You wouldn't have.
No, that would have been a very difficult question for me to answer, because my life has been athletics.
So aside from athletics, what would Bawa have done if I don't know for that sport?
I wouldn't have any idea, because right from my school days, I was a serious athlete in my school. Even before I went to Ghana school, yeah. I was an athlete. Through the athletics that I was given scholarship to go to Ghana school.
Yeah.
Through athletics that Mr. B.T. Baba saw me and brought me to prisons. Through athletics that I got to University of Ghana. Through athletics that I got to Sports Authority. And through athletics that I'm here today. So everything of my life is athletics.
So you don't have anything else?
I don't have a place to go.
But tell us your life beginning. How was it like?
Initially it was pretty tough. Growing up in Tamale with my dad, who was doing very good initially, but later stages wasn't doing too well, so I had to live with friends. I actually attended Catholic school, St. Peter's Primary in Tamale. Those days they were giving food. We go to school, they would prepare food for you, and I had a lot of good friends like Amaliga, Dominic Derry, Grigor Derry. They were all Catholics. So it was just a divine that I didn't become a Catholic. Because I grew up with Catholic friends. I was the only Muslim boy who was allowed to be among the CYO in Tamale. So I would go to church, cathedral with them. On Wednesday, we go and sing hymns. Saturday, we go to CYO meetings. So it was there that I started with these Catholic friends. Till I got to athletics. There was one Mr. Adochim, I don't know where he is now, but wherever he is, I greet him. He encouraged us to do sports when we were in school.
Okay.
So sometimes he would take a bicycle, we would run to Vitim and run back. That's where it started.
Okay.
We were running back to Vitim, back to
While
school.
While he's paddling the bicycle?
Paddling the bicycle, he would march everybody in the school to run. Go until we did one interzonals, and I was first in 200 and 400, and we went to the interzonal. I wasn't having spikes at that time, so I ran barefooted, and I had blisters all over my legs, so I couldn't come back to run the finals.
Yeah.
But with some strange reasons, when the team was selected for district, I just followed them. I wasn't qualified, I was not invited, but some strange reasons, I joined them for training. We were training. When they were going to go to the inter-district, they did trials again, and I beat everybody. That's where the story started. Fast forward, I was given a scholarship to Ghana school, and when I went to Ghana school Form 1, I beat everybody in the school. And that made me to be popular in the school. And there was one PE master called Apau Mensah. He did a lot. Apau Mensah saw me and knew that I was interested not only in sports, but also in academic work.
Okay.
So anytime I thought Apau Mensah went around to see who among the sports boys who was in class. When he came to the class and see me in the class, he was okay, he will leave. So if JB is in the class, I'm okay. So Apau Mensah really wanted me to combine academic with the sports. So even though I was very good doing my sports in Ghana school, I was doing so well academically. So when we got to O levels, I passed the O levels. It was a real thing that you see a sports person who was doing very well, has so many records in Tamale. I was even a national athlete, passing the O levels. So my initials, I wanted to go to Tamasco, but my headmaster said no, they are coming back to Ghana school. But there was one person that I need to make mention of, Mr. Charles Adama. He was the best of Ghana school at that time.
Oh, okay.
he actually let me see, he opened up the world of sports to me when I was a student. Those days that Said Awita, Kipitar were running, whenever they won the race, he would call me to his office, me and my brother to his office, say, oh, JB, you see this person, he has won $50,000. In the future, if you also do well, you also go and win that kind of money. Anytime after we went for interzonals or inter-schools, he would make his wife to prepare very good food.
Because you needed the food.
Yeah, we needed the food. You take, so those people that really encourage us, and they always told us that to take our academic work as serious as the sports. So we never left it back. After training, we go to class. After class, we go to training. That was what we did, because we knew that our background wasn't good. And in Ghana school was a sixth-form school, and when I was in Form 4, I was given a prefectorial position.
Huh?
Yes, a sixth-form school. A Form 4 student was made assistant sports prefect. So I could go to dining hall with my khaki shirt and with my white top among the seniors, sixth formers, making an announcement, and I could punish some of my classmates. It was a fun. It was a fun. I never took that position very serious until now that when I look back. So that was a very great honor given me to be a prefect, even though a junior school, a sixth-form school, and a Form 4 student, given a prefectorialship to sit with sixth formers to eat in the dining hall. Whenever they were doing anything, I was always with them. I mean, the headmaster, Mr. Boyle Nasaka, he's now Boyle Nasaka and Charles Adama, they really did very, very well for me when I was at school.
But as a young boy who was following Catholics, how were you able to withdraw yourself from the Catholic family and got back into your initial religion, which is Islam?
It all started from the childhood. When we were growing up, we had my character that we were going.
Yeah.
Even though I had a very good friends, a close relationship with the Catholic friends, I was still attending my makaranta.
Oh, okay.
My makaranta.
Oh, okay.
If you don't attend the makaranta, you know they will beat you.
Now that you will collect.
You collect it. So I was always have good friends, Catholic good friends, and I was also attending my makaranta, and I also observing my prayers.
Oh, okay.
That went as far as I started getting close Muslim friends when I was in sixth form.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
Oh, then you should just be a Catholic. Then you know the rosary, right?
So it took me that long.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me that long. Even though I was close to my classmates in Ghana school, Osman, a Wounded Lion, Paul Napare, who was a very...
A Wounded Lion is a nickname.
It's just a nickname.
Those days we had them in secondary school, yeah.
Yes, secondary school. And I had a very good Christian friends, like Paul, one guy called Paul Napare, we still talk. He's a very good Christian friend.
Okay.
No, he gave me certain advices when I was in school, and I still appreciate what he told me in school. Anytime I thought I met him, I mentioned it to him that what you told me.
What were some of them?
No, I don't want to mention it.
Just mention one thing.
No, you know, when you are in school and you are so famous, because I was very famous in Ghana school, and things were not too difficult for us. We were trying to do some small bad things, trying to go and see fowls running about.
Oh, but those ones are normal stories.
I killed the fowls and then those JB, no, come. Why have you killed that fowl? So they said, no, don't do that. Please stop it.
Those childhood stories are there.
But it's rarely you see your mates who will call you to chastise you for doing something bad. Because those things, you know, those things were not actually good things. But no, he just called me. Paul Napa just called me to my dormitory and told me that Bawa, JB, something like that.
So you were called JB in school?
Yeah, I was called JB. I was still called JB. The Bawa became so unanimous in the southern sector. But when I go to Tamale...
So what's the JB? That full meaning?
No, JB means Jabla in Dagbani.
Oh, okay.
Jabla,
yeah.
JB. So in the northern or in Tamale...
like the younger twin.
No, just a twin.
Just a twin?
Yeah, so every twin is called JB.
Yeah, okay.
But because we were doing sports, our JB dominates. So if you hear JB from Ghana school, it means they're referring to us.
Okay. So you're a twin brother, right?
Yes, I'm a twin. I'm a proud twin.
I'm the younger brother of twins.
Oh, yes.
So you're my younger brother. That's why I'm actually called Nabila.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the Nabila is from there.
From there, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so you know, from a part of the country, you are known as the younger brother of twins. So the accounts will say Tewia.
In the one they call it Juna.
So that's basically.
Also, I was born a twin and I'm still a twin.
Why didn't this with your twin brother?
Yeah, you know, we were doing sports together. In Canal School, we were doing our 4x4 was very spec. You know, people came out with all sort of wild stories that sometimes we going to change our race. We never change races.
Because
we're looking for that.
You're a carbon copy of each other. I remember the last time I met you, I was like, is this Bawa or his brother? Despite how long I've known you, when I see him, I still get confused.
We never change races. Some people think that maybe when it's time for him to run, I will come and run for him. No, we never did that.
You're too identical, so it makes it very difficult for people to actually identify you.
No, we never did, but we are pretty very close.
So how did some of the things you said they were bad that you did, how did that mold you to become a much better person?
I'm so fortunate that most of the times I get very good friends. Sometimes I start to do something, someone will just call me, hey, JB.
Don't do it.
Don't do that, stop it. You are too decent to do that. Almost all the time of time, anything that I want to start which is no good, somebody, even up to today, somebody will just come to you. Either he called me JB, that is senior JB, that he knows me in school.
Yeah.
He's called JB, he's my colleague. He's called me Fuseini, he knows me from home. If he called me Bawa, then he knows me from Southern Ghana.
Oh, okay. And that has really helped you a lot.
It has really helped me a lot. Even today, certain things that sometimes I will do something, even currently, someone will just call me or come to my office. Bawa, how did you said this, you've done this. At the next time I thought if you have said it this way or if you have done it this way, now I just thank that person.
And you've been fortunate to have people guide you in some of the things you need to do.
Yes. My friends, I always have good friends. I don't know one way or other. People come to me, if they are not good to me, within no time they have been exposed. Within no time. Yeah, they have been exposed. So people don't understand sometimes I'm so glued to certain people. And some people find difficulty in coming closer.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I always give people the first right of trust. Until you betrayed me. Then I'll tell you in your face that no, I can't work with you. This is what you've done. I've given you opportunity to do ABC for me, but look at how you have betrayed me. We can still be friends, but I will not have that trust for you again. Oh, I'll tell you.
Wow. At what point did you move from being an athlete and get into the administration of athletics?
Everything happened, should I say, by divine direction. When I was just living at athletics around 2007, 2008, there was a competition in Benin that Ghana was supposed to go. And we went to Eluwak. Me was one, Richard Ajapon, and Christopher Mankra. We just decided said, okay, let's try and send a team to Cote d'Ivoire, to Benin, Cotonou for a race. So what do we do? So Richard Ajapon contributed 1,000 Ghana or $1,000, and Mrs. O'Krine, who was a safety officer. Then we went to Sandy Osajima. He was the chairman at that time. He also gave $1,000. We gathered all the monies. We gathered the national team. We took the team to Cote d'Ivoire. Cotonou, Benin. So we went, we were just living at Atlas, but we went there as officials. Little did we know that one day we will be in charge of athletics. So we took the team to Cotonou and we brought it back. And when I came here to do my national service, I was initially sent to the Chief Sport Development Officer's office. So one day, the Ghana Athletics Association were doing a meeting, executive board meeting, and I was asked to go and serve them. So when I entered, Sunny knew me very well at that time. He asked me, Bawa, are you here? So here. So why don't you come and help in the athletics office? So I'm ready to help. That's how it started. And Sandy wanted me to become the Secretary General at that time. But that was the time that his move out came. So it was that up and down, finally, then he left. Professor Dodo also came, and I finished my service at that time. So I had applied for an NSA job, and when they were doing the shortlisting, the first list came, my name was not there. Second list came, my name was not there. The final list came, my name was not there. So,
3 separate lists?
Separate lists. My name was not there at all. So I went to then the late Adoko to tell him that if he can do something for me. So when the final list came out and my name is not there, he cannot help me. So whoever that I want to speak to, I should go and speak to that person. But he cannot help. I thank him. And before then, I used to sit with this Walanya Agra at Legon, when I was still at Legon.
Okay.
We used to sit at the lovers bench. There was a lovers bench just beside the Legon Hall handball court. Now those benches have been removed.
Yeah, okay.
We used to sit down every Saturdays. We would sit down and chat. I never knew who he was. But we were just meeting there Saturdays. Sit down and chat, sit down and chat. I never asked him who he was. I never asked why we were sitting down there. But we were just sitting down every day. So when I was going, and somebody told me that Mr. Agra was coming to take over NSA. I said, oh, that is good. So I called him and asked him, he said yes. So the day that I was leaving Sports Authority here for good, I met him just behind his office. Then he asked me, where was I going? I said, oh, I was going home because my colleagues have all given the interview letters. I was the only person who wasn't given. so that is the reason why I should stay. They said, oh, no, come, I need you. Then he called for the human resource officer, who was one, Auntie Mary. The Auntie Mary also said he wasn't there, so he refused to give him the letter. He made the assistant give him the invitation letter for the interview.
Oh, okay.
The interview was supposed to be on the next Tuesday. That was Friday. So I was supposed to have an interview on the next Tuesday. When I went to the next Tuesday interview, just here at the media center here, I spent almost 2 hours in the meeting. When the results came, I had the highest mark. I have 48%, 48 over 50%.
You wrote an exam?
No, it was just an
interview. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. I had the highest mark, 48 over 50. So he called me one day, oh, I'm proud of you. I don't know why he was telling me he was proud of me. Then he said that the interview came, I had a very good mark. So he was trying to send me to Tamale. No, he first of all asked the question that among us, those who were employed at that time, who wanted to go to the regions to develop sports. I was the only person who opted to go to the regions. Then he said, okay, he will send me to Tamale as the RSU, then RSU, the Sport Development Office. I said, fine, I will go. He gave me a letter. The day that I was supposed to report to Tamale, that was the day the letter was revoked. So that is why I stayed in Accra.
Why was the letter revoked?
There was a lot of agitations. A lot. People didn't agree that I should be the regional sport development officer. I'm so new. A lot of confusion.
Oh, the history of when did you come?
When did you come?
Okay.
So I was actually given a letter. The day that I was supposed to leave Accra for Tamale to assume my new office day, that was the day that letter was revoked. So I was given an option. Either I want to stay in Tamale, I want to still go to Tamale, or I said the NSA job is a winner-take-all job. It's the boss that determines everything. So even though if I have experience that how to develop the sports up north there, I wouldn't have the opportunity. I would rather stay in Accra. So I stayed in Accra for 6 months without doing anything.
Wow.
Yeah, still I got to act like this.
How would you describe that period?
The period was tough. I could come walk around the NSA, sit around and go home. Come walk around, sit, find any place because I wasn't having an office.
What time was this?
That was between 2010, January 2010 to June 2010. I'll just walk around, come and sit around, walk around and close, sit, walk around and close. But there was no real work for me until there was an issue in Atlantis. The judge, Osafuaje, was having an issue with that, so he was removed.
Okay.
And I was asked to go and be caretaker in Atlantis. That was the initial idea why I had gone through. I was given the job in Atlantis. I should go and take care of the office for them to look for a substantive person
to come and replace,
to come and take over. So I didn't go there as a substantive secretary general. I went there as a caretaker. And the story is everybody to see now.
Okay. Hello, welcome back to Prime Take with me, Muftau Nabila Abla, and tonight I'm speaking to the Chief Executive Officer. He's no longer the Chief Executive Officer. He's the President of Ghana Athletics, Bawa Fuseini, and he's been sharing with us his life story. And then, Bawa, you were telling me the story of how difficult the days of you starting at the National Sports Authority was?
Yes, it was pretty tough. It's very rough at that time. It was very rough at that time. You know, between 2010 January to 2010 June, pretty rough. I could come, I don't have a place to sit. I come and walk around. I enter 10 o'clock from the other gate. While I wait time, 2 o'clock, and I will exit another gate.
Were you paid?
I was paid. I was being paid. So I was until I was asked to go and be the caretaker of athletics.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was very huge challenge. Extreme challenge. Because I got to the office, there was nothing there for me to refer to. There was no handover. There was nothing. Yes, the outgoing Secretary General had handed over to Mr. Adoko. He didn't hand over to me. He handed over to Mr. Adoko. Mr. Adoko just asked me to go and sit in there for him to look for a substantive person to come and take over. So my first competition was pretty tough because I didn't know how to do the budgets. I didn't know how to write memos. But prior to that, I was assistant Ampomfi Junior in the Swimming Association.
Oh, the current Ampomfi Junior?
Ampomfi Junior, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I really understudied him when I came there earlier, end of 2009. So all the memos that he was asking me to write, and he would directly write the memos, I kept them in my box in the house. So when I resumed, I went back and took all the memos. So anytime I wanted to write a memo, I referred to that particular memo and I started writing till I became perfect in memo writing.
So you learned on the job? On
the job, yes. I learned on it. There was nowhere I could, there was nobody I could turn to. Those who were there when I came, later on I got to know that all what they were teaching me or they telling me to do were absolutely wrong things.
How?
They were just there to make sure that I failed. One critical example was that I was to do a budget for the African Championship. I called the then chief coach to come and help me do the budget. Everything that the man asked me to write in that budget, when we go to Mr. Adoko's side to go and defend it, he was actually pointing to those things as errors in the budget. And there was one particular issue that I stood on that saved me. Because when I went to Mauritius for African Championship in 2006, the athletes were given progressive bonuses. But when I wanted to add this into that, he said, no, what Sunday did was wrong. Sunday didn't do anything. I said, I was there when Sunday was giving athletes vitamin, headache cancer, so many of them were given progressive bonuses. When they progressed from one state to another state, they were given bonuses. Why don't you want me to add that bonuses onto the budget? So the athlete can also buy. So no, that was wrong. I refuse. And I still kept it there. He found ways to Mr. Adoko's office and made Mr. Adoko to remove it from the letter that were moving from the NSA to the ministry. By the memo that I wrote to him, it was included. They went, fast forward, they went to the championship in Kenya. He was the same person who went and told the athlete that I don't know anything, I didn't add progressive bonus into the budget.
Was that deliberate?
Yes, it's deliberate. So the athletes were furious. Geza, Aziz, no, maybe if you have time, if you get time, you can call them, they'll collaborate it. So they came. When they arrived on that day, all of them marched to Mr. Agra's office. Mr. Agra told them that is the athletic issue. It was Bawa who did the budget, so they should go and ask Bawa. So I was giving marching orders to one of the corporate bosses up here. And thankfully that I worked with Professor Dodo. He taught me how to handle documents, how to keep documents. So when I was going, I packed all the documents that I had with me, then we went. So the first one they asked about their local allowance, I said local allowance is coming. The minister hasn't yet given it, but when it comes, I'll let you have it. Then what about progressive bonus? I said they should ask Commodore. I showed them a memo that I wrote to NSA, including progressive bonuses. I also showed them the copy, the letter the NSA wrote to the ministry. The bonuses was expunged from it. So I said, is that my signature? So no, this is my signature. Those things were included. If you want to know the reason why it was removed, ask him. That was where the meeting ended.
so the athletes had to turn their
backs
to him.
Yes. No, they didn't do anything. They didn't say anything, they didn't do anything. The meeting just ended like that and everybody went his way.
That might have been some difficult starting days for you at the athletics office.
Pretty difficult office. So you can understand later in my administration, some people were not getting favored from me, but people didn't understand why there was that kind of friction between me and some of them. We always give them opportunity. They always come back to prove to us that they are not people that we can work with. I can give you thousands of examples. One clear example, when we went to Daegu 2011 for the World Championships, we were the first in Africa, so we were expected to at least go to finals. When we got there, in our heat, the athletes ran very poorly, so we called the chief coach. What was the problem? He diagnosed the problem perfectly, that either Aziz is not informed or Aziz is hiding injury. We were to fly from Daegu to Maputo for the African Games. So we asked him, so what do we do to rectify? Because we need to win gold medal in Maputo. He said, when we get to Maputo, he either drop Aziz or he will do trials to pick the best four. We gave him our absolute support. Whatever he was going to do to get the team gold medal, we were for it.
At this point, you were in charge of running the athletics in the country.
Yes. So we went there. He didn't do the trials. He didn't drop Aziz. And Aziz was the anchor leg. Aziz took the baton. Ghana was leading, and handed the baton to Aziz. 2 steps ahead of Nigeria. The Nigerian ran him down just at the tip, and Ghana became second. So Prophet Dodo became angry. He said, Bawa, this guy is deliberately sabotaging us.
So what role was Prof occupying then?
No, Prof was the president at that time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was the secretary general at that time. Yes. He said, this man can't work with him. We're giving you our absolute support.
To make decisions.
To make the decisions. You said you were going to do A or B. He didn't do either of them.
Who was the coach?
That was Albano Komodoro. So he either he didn't want them to win the gold medal, or he was thinking something else. That was the time Professor Dodo told me that, Bawa, I can't work with this man. He kept on sabotaging us. Why should we keep on working with him? That was the start of another controversy with him.
But Athletics Federation or association, it's been fraught with lots of controversies. Lots of controversies. I remember, just aside from the one you're just talking about, then came the championship that took place in Botswana. Then when we came back from Botswana, then this girl, Martha Bisa, went to China, Nanjing, where she won the gold. They came back. And you were supposed to have a very good will.
Yes.
I think within that period, the goodwill kind of disappeared.
No, just vanished. There were some forces that didn't believe that Professor Dodo should be the president. So no matter what we did at that time, whether good or bad, people will find something negative about it. Look at the Matabisa case. Nobody ever asked, how did Matabisa win that medal? Nobody ever asked. It was the same Professor Dodo who was going through data that I produced for him. Then saw that Matabisa was constantly running 212, 211, 212, 211. So now this girl can do something. Then took her to Botswana African Youth Games.
Yeah.
At that time, the entries had even closed. But Dodo had to use his connection at the World Athletics to get her entered. He went there, then she played third. And at the youth level, they don't allow one country to present 2 athletes in one event. Yeah. So it was 2 Kenyans. So the second Kenya was dropped, and Matabisa became the second person to the Nigerian. When they came back to Nigeria, they took her from Kumasi to Accra, camped her in Accra, under one Professor Yandok was training her. And in order to prepare her for the Nigerian, Prododo took her to the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, 2014. The bashes. But he knew what he was doing. He took her again to the African Championship in Marrakesh, Morocco. Even though she didn't do well, but she kept on improving her time. But he was preparing her for the Nigerian.
For the big one.
For the big one. When he got to Nigerian, he won. Nobody ever asked how did he win. And when she was going to the Nigerian, she had her per diem still with Professor Dodo around $3,500 or so. Professor Dodo. Professor Dodo gave her a laptop to study so that he was going to give her a scholarship to go to the US. When we came, the controversy started at the airport. A group of people has come from Kumasi. They already arranged to take her from the airport to Happy FM to go and do interview. The association has also organized with Joy FM for an interview, first interview.
I remember.
So that confusion started there. Whether she was going to the Joy FM or she was going to Happy FM. So at that time, I was the secretary. So my brother came to...
Filipino was the secretary, right?
No, one Dominic Kankam.
Oh, yeah, Dominic Kankam, yeah.
Yes. So at the airport, what I saw at the airport, my brother came to pick me. I said, he spoke that to me. Teacher, let's go, this is trouble.
Yeah.
We just left. So I don't know how they made it, and the girl went and slept with Professor Dodo for 2 days. Professor Dodo told her that she wanted to send her to the presidency to meet President John Mahama.
Yeah.
So he organized.
At that time he was a presidential staffer.
He organized it with the then minister was Mahama Yaraga.
Yeah.
He organized it there. That was where another trouble started. About the 10,000 Ghana cedis. Professor Dodo wanted to spend the girl 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
And then what 10,000 Ghana cedis? And that has changed so many stories. The story developed legs, head, tails. You didn't even know what was the actual problem. But the 10,000 Ghana cedis the ex-president Mama gave her, they went to Afrikiko to eat. The money was still with Richard Kokovi. And the mother asked for the money. Richard called Prodo, the money is with me. So give it to the girl. It's the girl's money. It's not our money. So you give it to her. At that time, Prof had already secured scholarship for her to go to US. So Prof came there to advise the mother that they should keep some of the money in the bank so that when she's going to the school, they can give to her as a pocket money to go to school. The man, according to the story, the mother said, no, they are not going to put the money in the bank. The money is for them. So they are going to spend the money the way they want it. Then he left. Somebody overheard the woman talking to Prof Dodo and quickly called Happy FM. So Happy FM connected the woman there to speak. So the woman also said that also your first cannot go to buy, your first cannot go to buy. It's kind of the scar, and to be able to nobody can show you what we're going to use the money for. That was the story, and the story blew up.
I remember BBC were interested in this story.
BBC came to investigate it for 2 good years.
But they didn't do the story.
No, they couldn't do the story. Because the story, at the end of the story, it was false. 2 years, BBC interviewed, 2 years. The girl came to...
Pierre said was.
Yes.
Pierre was so interested
in that.
Story,
They came to Ghana here, did the interviews, and interviewed a lot of people, including former athletes, former executives. They had 2 shadows meeting interview with me, but it never came because we were exchanging emails. The emails, we changed email for 2 years. BBC did a story, investigation story for 2 years.
Did that issue affect the Ghana athletics?
Seriously. It affected us seriously. People used it, even this court case was just part of it.
Yeah, the court case.
Yes, it was just part of it. It affected us seriously. But I would have wished the girl should have stood on her ground to tell the truth. Because nobody had ever asked her any money. The scholarship that we were offering her was real scholarship. That was the same scholarship that John Mahama at that time, the President Mahama at that time, made mention in Parliament. They thought what John Mahama mentioned in Parliament was different from what Athletics Association was giving her. Before the President goes to speak, the minister feed the President.
Yeah.
So we also feed the minister what the plan that the association have for her. She also have a scholarship. So through that, the President mentioned it in Parliament. So people thought that was a different scholarship.
They thought it was the President who was giving her a scholarship.
You see, so when that scholarship issue came up, that was where Nathan Ato did the story. In there, it turned another issue.
Yeah.